All right, guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Meh United TV, a YouTube channel that's a little bit different. If you're new to my channel, read the video description and that will explain all. So basically, I've been sent here from Capta.tv to help you Manx break down this exclusive. So I'm going to review this exclusive and we're going to see if it is an exclusive or not. I can't read the entire article out to you. I'm not allowed to do that. So I'll leave out filler, stuff that tells you who Ruben Amorim is, for example. One thing I will say is if you ever visit a website and you're unsure about its credibility, judge it by the amount of advertising that you find on said website. Because one thing I've come to learn over, almost 3 decades of doing this, is that the more ads usually means the more bullshit, all right? So I'm going to go over it, and then I'm going to get my AI assistant, Dave, to analyse this for you. He's been trained to analyse football news articles, the journalists that publish them, and the websites and newspapers, outlets, etc., that push them on us. And, he's been doing that for about a year now, and his breakdowns, his analysis, his opinions are usually very good. So here you can see it's obviously an exclusive because it says it in big capital letters, all right? Exclusive. Man United bosses unhappy with Ruben Amorim after stupid move. This sounds like serious business, doesn't it? So it says here, with the summer window closed and another 4 months before any more business can be executed. Don't like the use of that word, do you? It's crunch time for Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim. Maybe the Portuguese tactician, you think he's Brendan Rodgers, didn't get all his wishes in the transfer window with a dominating high-energy midfielder capable of driving the team. Still an unfulfilled dream. But now there are no excuses for him at Old Trafford. Amorim, it says here, got his wish for more firepower with £200 million spent after a shocking season in front of goal in his debut season at the helm. Basically, it says he's got a squad he can work with. It's packed with expensive internationals. And there should be enough there, basically, to be competitive enough to make progress. If it's not good enough to challenge the likes of Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal for the Premier League title, I can assure you Manchester United will not be challenging anyone for the league title. Does any Manchester United fans think that? Do you think you could challenge for the title? What do you reckon? The first big test comes this weekend with a trip to neighbours Manchester City. I can't stand that cunt either, I've got to be honest. That's a bit harsh. Maybe I shouldn't call him a cunt, but I'll be honest with you, right? I don't support Manchester United, right? But I'll be honest with you, when they start comparing him to Sir Alex Ferguson, I'm not having that, guys. No, I'm not having that. I'll give you that one. Historically, even in bad times, Manchester United have fared better against top-class opposition, and Amorim will be hoping his team can do the same this time. What's the stupid thing he did, though? Because that's supposed to be what this is about, right? Look, Man United boss is unhappy with Ruben Amorim after stupid move, right? Hoping his team can do the same this time. If not, it will add more fuel to the fire that he may not be the man for the job. Wow. There are enough worries already with Manchester United's hierarchy wanting Amorim to tone down his emotional public outbursts. He does say a lot, doesn't he? He's a bit outspoken like that. I don't know. Especially when they are financially damaging. Okay, that does make sense. Especially when they are financially damaging or jeopardise the futures of talented young stars. Technical director Jason Wilcox was forced into scrambling mode to defuse Kobe Mainoo's loan request as the window entered its final days. That was as a direct result of Amorim pitching the 20-year-old England international against captain Bruno Fernandes for a place in the team in a media briefing. It caused collateral damage that the Red Devils' top brass could have done without as they negotiate a tricky end to the summer window. It was also seen as a stupid, there's the stupid, which is in the headline, a stupid and unnecessary move by Amorim, one lacking emotional intelligence and empathy with Manchester United's history of homegrown young stars. While admiring his honesty, there is a growing feeling within United's corridors of power that the manager has to be more savvy in front of the media. There's no doubt some of Amorim's tell-it-as-it-is public comments are a welcome departure from the blandness of his Premier League colleagues. But on the flip side, there's sometimes an alarming naivety you'd never have heard even from Sir Alex Ferguson in his early days at the club. Amorim's insistence, for instance, that infamous bomb squad members Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho, Anthony and Jadon Sancho would never play for Manchester United again didn't go down well with his bosses. Basically, it says because it made them vulnerable when it came to negotiating their sales, right? And some behind the scenes at Old Trafford believe it cost the club money. In other words, what he's saying is they'll never play for me ever again, which then, clubs interested in buying them know that they're in a strong position. It's like, well, you want to get rid of him. So what, you want more? 50 million? Fuck off. You're not going to play him. We'll give you 30. So you can kind of see what they're saying there. But is it true? Or is the author, is it just a bit of imagination? So the people behind the scenes at Old Trafford would have preferred a more conciliatory approach, like the one Newcastle United chief Eddie Howe adopted over Alexander Isak. The Magpies boss left the door open for the striker to stay right until the last moment, even though everyone basically at St James's Park knew he was off to play for the world's greatest football team. There are never any tactical surprises when Amorim sends out Manchester United to play, and that gives opposition teams time to prepare a plan. Red Devils bosses would like Amorim to have a more cunning strategy and tweak his style when they play stronger teams who can brutally expose his 3-4-3. Manchester United bosses are beginning to fear Amorim will never alter his core philosophy position or even consider a small diversion when the occasion demands. And that's causing real anxiety among the top brass, who want to give Amorim every chance to succeed and end the managerial merry-go-round at Old Trafford. I'm not being funny here, guys, but I don't see much of a fucking exclusive. Do you? So, his stupid move then, basically what they're saying is saying like, oh, he'll never play for the club again, that kind of thing, and that's costing them money. But there's no quotes, no sources, no anything. So, it's dreadful. So, let's see what Dave, my AI assistant's got to say. Headline versus reality. Headline, exclusive. Man United bosses unhappy with Ruben Amorim after stupid move. What it promises, a smoking gun scoop. The suits at Old Trafford fuming over one specific catastrophic, stupid act by Amorim. What it actually says, a long, waffly op-ed with lots of they might be worried, there's a growing feeling, and sources say bosses want him to be more savvy. The stupid move? Amorim allegedly causing Kobe Mainoo's loan request by pitching him against Bruno Fernandes in a presser. Oh, it was that. I thought it was... well, it hadn't conveyed its message properly to me. Dave says, that's it. Half the article is filler about his tactics, personality and comparisons to Sir Alex Ferguson and Eddie Howe. Verdict, the headline promised a Molotov cocktail, the content delivered a damp sparkler. Now, the word count breakdown, there's around 1,000 words in this article. Actual exclusive claim, boss is unhappy with Amorim after stupid Mainoo versus Bruno comment, which is around 120 words, 12% of the article. So the exclusive is around 12% of the article. Already public knowledge, which in the article it talks all about the signings, transfer business, 350 words, which is 35%. Pure filler, history lessons, comparisons to Sir Alex, Eddie Howe, etc., etc. Corridors of power waffle, explaining Amorim's philosophy again, around 530 words, that's 53%. So from the entire article, around 12% of the article is actually said to be exclusive, with filler and fluff 88%. So the translation there is 9 paragraphs of reheated soup, 1 paragraph of actual news. So holes and weaknesses in the article. If Amorim's comments really forced Mainoo into a loan request, why isn't that being directly reported by anyone credible? Instead, it's seen as and believed by some. Contradiction. They admire his honesty, but call him stupid for being honest. So which is it? That's a very good point. I like that. United vulnerable in sales negotiations because Amorim said Rashford, Garnacho, Anthony and Sancho were done. Nonsense. Buyers knew they were on the block months ago. That's like saying everyone knew the house was on fire, but the estate agent saying it out loud cost us money. Blogger bingo, buzzwords in the article to draw you in, to get, them sensational words. Exclusive, yes. Hierarchy, yes. Corridors of power, yes. Sources believe, yes. Growing feeling, yes. Behind the scenes, yes. Cause collateral damage, yes. Buzzwords all over the place. That's a full house. If this was a drinking game, you'd be on the floor now. Now, author and outlook credibility. If you don't know about the author or the website here, Steve Bates, ex-Mirror Man. He's not a big gun, but he's an ex-Mirror Man. His exclusive game is mostly warmed up leftovers dressed up with big words. Think of him as the transfer equivalent of reheating last night's takeaway and trying to pass it off as a Michelin star. Give me sport, same as ever, professional clickbaiters. Their exclusive tag has less weight than a Ronaldo diet salad. It's a factory of hedged gossip padded with Wikipedia facts and filler adjectives. This exclusive is about as exclusive as a pint at Witherspoon's. The headline screams, United bosses are fuming at Amorim. The article actually says, some people think that maybe you shouldn't have said that about Manu versus Bruno. Oh, and by the way, here's a tactical moan and a trip down memory lane. Calling this as exclusive is like calling a pot noodle fine dining, cheap, salty, and leaves you feeling mugged. They've spun a single presser comment into 1,000 words of waffle. Think about that, guys. 1,000 words of waffle. That's not journalism. That's GCSE creative writing. The only stupid move here was clicking on the headline. And I'm sure you'd agree with me. And I review exclusives every day for CopTalk.tv, and it would appear that you guys are subjected to them also, which is interesting because I'm learning a bit about these journalists. Steve Bates, I've never seen him write anything to do with Liverpool, but there you go. So what do you think of that exclusive then? Yeah, Ruben Amorim, he's fucked, isn't he? I don't think it's going to work there, It's ironic because when Jurgen Klopp left Liverpool, guess who I wanted to be the manager? Him. I did. Well, I mean, Xabi Alonso, but I don't think that was ever a realistic opportunity or option, should I say. I think most Liverpool fans would have gone with Alonso. He had a lot of support, to come to Liverpool. He was the short favourite for a very long time. I backed him when he was an outsider and he came right in. And I honestly thought it was going to happen. And then Arne Slot came out of nowhere. And the funny thing is, people make comparisons now. So a lot of Liverpool fans will say, well, I'm glad we got Slot, which I am, and not him, because look how shit he is. But the thing is, right, Manchester United, club in turmoil, really. I grew up, Manchester United, always a massive club, big rivals of Liverpool. You need rivalry in the game, because without rivals, you've got nothing. Imagine just playing teams that you haven't got a problem with. Boring as fuck, right? So you need that. You need Manchester United and Liverpool fucking, locking horns and stuff like that. You got to. And, hating another club or whatever is complimentary, and it's a compliment. It really is. I think so. But I respect Manchester United, definitely. But what I will say is that Arne Slot took over a very good Liverpool side, a very good squad, as Rafa Benitez would say, squad, for sure. He took over a very, very good squad, a club that's well run. This guy, it's been dreadful, hasn't it, at Manchester United since Sir Alex Ferguson stood aside. And obviously, years of turmoil with the ownership and things like that as well. And sometimes it reminds me how good my football club, Liverpool, is run. And at times, I've not felt like that. But if you pay attention to what's happening elsewhere, sometimes it's like, whoa, fucking hell. And I thought when Ratcliffe went into Old Trafford that it was going to, change things. And maybe he will, right? But from the United fans that comment on my videos on here, they're very much like, nah, Dunk, he's a prick, and we don't like him. So I don't know, do you still have that same view if you're a United supporter? Do let me know. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that with you. I wowould really welcome your opinions. A lot of Liverpool fans will be watching my videos, but if you're a Manchester United fan, please do, leave a comment. I'm being respectful. Obviously, we're having a bit of banter and a giggle from time to time. But it's good to be able to listen to someone else talk about your club, I think. You know, I would like that. I would love to. I would subscribe immediately and watch videos about a Manchester United fan talking about Liverpool. I would. If that was a channel dedicated to it as such. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, anyway, I'll leave it with you. If you found the video interesting, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. I'm sure there's ways of supporting this channel in the video description. I'm not really sure. I think you can become a channel member on here, I think, which is cool. So, yeah, there you go. Exclusive. Man United boss is unhappy with Ruben Amorim after stupid move. Wasn't exclusive at all. There's no quotes in this article. There's nothing to suggest that Manchester United bosses are unhappy with him. It just feels like a load of made-up waffle. Do you agree?